Hello everyone, welcome to our channel, where we share real and emotional English stories to help you learn English through feelings, life experiences, and simple conversations. Today's story is about a woman named Mary. Her story is full of love, pain, hope, and the search for peace, so listen closely. And let's begin. My name is Mary. I'm 40 years old. I have two beautiful children. My husband's name is John. He's 45. We've been married for 18 long years. When we first got married, I was so happy. John was kind, gentle, and always smiling. Every day he looked at me and said, "I love you." I believed him with all my heart. I was young and full of dreams. I thought we would build a beautiful life together. 2 years later, we had our first child, a baby boy. We named him Adam. He was smart, funny, and full of energy. 2 years after Adam, we had a baby girl. We named her Lily. She was gentle, sweet, and loved to sing. Our home felt warm. I stayed at home to raise the kids. I cooked, cleaned, and tried to give them all my love. John worked hard and earned money for us. Everything seemed perfect. But slowly, things began to change. John started coming home late. He said he was busy with work. He went on trips but didn't tell me where he was going. He stopped saying, "I love you." He stopped smiling at me. One day, I asked him, "Why are you always so busy?" He replied coldly, "I'm working for this family." Stop asking questions. I felt sad, but I stayed quiet. I still loved him. I hoped deep inside that maybe one day he would change. Maybe one day he'd love me like before. Then one day, something happened. Something that broke me. 7 years ago, John went on another one of his trips. While he was gone, I found 2 plane tickets, but one ticket had another woman's name on it. My hands started shaking. My heart broke into pieces. I cried for 3 days. I felt lost and so alone. When John came back, I asked him, "Who is she?" He looked into my eyes and said, "She's nobody. Don't worry." But I couldn't believe him. My heart knew the truth. Still, I said, "Okay." I didn't want to destroy my family. Adam was still a small child. I didn't want him to see his parents break apart. Years passed, but nothing changed. John still came home late. He still went on trips. I knew, deep inside, that he was still seeing that woman. My heart became cold. I still cooked for him. I still cleaned our home, but it didn't feel like home anymore. It was just a house. Then something unexpected happened. One day, I met someone from my past. His name was Alex. We were old friends from many years ago. He was kind and so gentle. I saw him with his wife. He opened the car door for her. He helped her with her coat. He smiled at her like she was the most precious person in the world. And I thought to myself, that's love. That's care. I've never felt that from John. Alex and I started talking again. Just simple conversations. He asked me, "How are you?" I smiled and said, "I'm fine." But the truth was, I wasn't fine. Alex listened to me. He looked at me and said, "Mary, you're important. You're strong." I felt alive again. I smiled, I laughed, I felt like me again. We talked for 3 months, no big gifts, no promises, just simple care. But then, John found out. He was angry. He shouted at me, "Why did you do this?" I looked at him and said, "Because I needed love." We had many long talks. For the first time in years, John cried. He said, "I love you. Please don't leave." I asked him, "Why now? After all these years?" He said, "I didn't know you were hurting." Then one night, I became very sick. I had to go to the hospital. John stayed with me. He held my hand and whispered, "Don't leave me. I love you." For the second time in 18 years, I heard those words again. After that, things started to change. Slowly, John began staying home more often. He helped with small things like taking out the trash, washing dishes, or asking me if I needed anything. These were small things, but they mattered to me. Still, my heart wasn't the same. One evening, I sat at the dinner table with Adam and Lily. They were laughing, talking about their school day. I smiled, but inside, I was crying. After dinner, I asked Adam, "Do you think your dad and I are happy?" He looked surprised. "I don't know, Mom. You're always kind to each other, but sometimes you look sad." Lily looked at me and said, "Mom, I just want us to stay together." Their words made me cry again. I didn't want to hurt them, but I couldn't pretend forever. I decided to visit Alex. I hadn't spoken to him since John found out. I just wanted to say goodbye. When I saw him, he smiled and asked, "How are you?" I said, "I'm trying to fix my life." He nodded and said, "You're strong, Mary. I know you'll find your way." I thanked him. "You reminded me that I'm important." Then I walked away. I knew it was the last time I would ever see him. I sat down with John. I said, "Let's be honest. Do you want this marriage to work?" He looked at me and said, "Yes, I made many mistakes, but I still love you." I asked, "Can you leave the other woman? Can you truly love me again?" He said, "I will try." I told him, "Trying is not enough. I need you to mean it." From that day, John made an effort. We went for small walks. We talked about the weather, about the kids, about life. I started to see a small light of hope. But forgiving him was the hardest thing I've ever done. I remembered the pain, the lies, the nights I cried alone. But I also remembered the times I smiled with Alex, the times I felt alive. One day, I looked in the mirror and said, "Mary, you made mistakes too. You are not perfect. If you want peace, you must forgive." Now, I take life one day at a time. John and I are still together. Things are not perfect. He says he loves me, but I still feel doubt sometimes. I focus on my children. I smile for them. I try to be strong. I also focus on myself. I go for walks. I read books. I've started learning to love myself again. One day, I wrote a letter to myself. It said, "Dear Mary, you are strong. You are kind. You are important. Life is hard, but you can handle it. Love yourself first, then love others. You deserve happiness. Never forget that." I keep that letter in my drawer. When I feel sad, I read it. It reminds me that I am not alone. This journey taught me many things. Love is not just saying, "I love you." Love is actions. Love is listening. Love is showing up when it matters. And most of all, love starts with yourself. Thank you for listening to my story. If you felt something today, if this touched your heart, please like, comment, and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe for more English stories and lessons. We're here to help you grow, not just in English, but in life too. See you in the next story.